So the two most popular mid-tier cards nowadays would be the American Express Gold card with its $250 annual fee, or the Chase Sapphire Preferred with its $95 annual fee. These might sound like two completely separate tiers of cards, but believe me, these are a lot more similar than you think. So in this video, we'll be breaking down everything about the two cards and then going over why and when you should consider either or both of these cards. And we'll start with the American Express Gold card that comes in either the regular gold or the rose gold colors. This is a card that has a $250 annual fee, which is pretty high for a mid-tier card, but does have two major credits that help bring that down. The first of which is a $120 Uber credit spread throughout the year, so $10 a month, and can be used for both Uber and Uber Eats. So if you take at least one ride a month, or order from Uber Eats, you'll probably be able to use this credit pretty easily. And remember, you can always order for pickup through Uber Eats to avoid the delivery fees and the extra service charges. Then the other credit you get is a $120 dining credit, also $10 a month, at specific places like Grubhub, Seamless, Box, Cheesecake Factory, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, and certain Shake Shack locations. Given the really specific list of places, it'll probably be harder to use, and it's likely the case because these are the brands that are likely footing the bill, treating it as advertisement to the American Express user base. But between the two credits, if you're able to use all of it, that's $240 worth of credits that will help bring your annual fee down to an effective $10 a year to keep the card. That makes it a lot more attractive, which is especially the case given that this card comes with a base amount of 60,000 points when signing up and hitting minimum spend, but right now is elevated to 75,000 points. If you sign up through the American Express owned Resi platform, then on top of the 75,000 points, you'll also get 20% back in statement credit at restaurants worldwide, up to $250. So to max out that spend, you'll just need to spend $1,250 at restaurants throughout the year. That's even more credit to help offset the annual fee. Apart from that, when you spend with the card, you'll get 4 times back on dining worldwide, but takeout and delivery only in the US, 4 times points at US groceries, up to $25,000 a year, 3 times points on flights booked with the airline or the American Express portal, and 1 times back on everything else. With these multipliers, it really solidifies itself as a go-to everyday card with the dining and grocery categories. So 75,000 points for signing up and a ton of points for spending on the card. But what are the values of the points? Well, you get 0.6 cents a point when spending to cover your statement charges, or 0.7 cents a point at certain retailers like Amazon, Best Buy, and more, or up to 1 cent a point when redeeming for flights when booked through the portal. None of these are really that amazing, especially compared to the preferred card that we'll talk about in a bit. That's because the value of these points comes in when you transfer to one of their travel partners, where you can redeem for upwards of 3 to 5 cents or even more when booking business and first class type luxury travel. If that's not for you though, there are still a lot of other ways to redeem these points at around 2 cents a point of value when booking at basic hotel stays or economy flights. So transferring points out to travel partners is the route I take with my MR points, which is why I valued my points at about 2 cents a point, which makes a 75,000 point sign up bonus worth about $1,500 in my books. Now, points aside, the gold card does come with a few other perks as well, like getting access to the hotel collection where you get $100 of on-site credit, no foreign transaction fees, baggage insurance, and car rental insurance. Though unfortunately, the car rental insurance is secondary insurance, meaning you first have to charge to your own primary insurance first before going through American Express. Notice this card does not have your return protections, purchase protections, baggage insurance, or trip cancellation, which is a major downside of the gold card. So onto the Chase Sapphire Preferred that only comes in one color, unfortunately. This card has a lower $95 annual fee, but does still have one credit to help bring that down, which is the $50 credit towards hotel stays when booked through the portal. But the major point here is that you get this for your anniversary with the card, meaning you're not gonna get it in your first year only year 2 and onward. The prices aren't always the same through the portal and through Google or Expedia, but from experience, they're pretty similar enough that you can still treat this as a full $50 credit, bringing the effective annual fee from $95 down to $45. And as for sign-up bonuses, you'll get 60,000 points when you sign up and hit minimum spend, although there have been recent times where they were offering 100,000 points for signing up. One difference here though is that you have 3 months to hit the same $4,000 in minimum spend as opposed to 6 months on the American Express Gold card. As we know, a lot of the benefits of these cards comes with the sign-up bonus, so make sure you're hitting that amount. As for spending, you'll have multipliers like 5 times on travel through the portal with 2 times on other travel, 3 times on dining, online groceries, and select streaming services, and then 1 times back on everything else. And there is a 10% anniversary bonus on the amount of spend you do in a year, but it's really not that much. If you spend $25,000 in a year, you're only getting 2,500 extra points. Okay, so how do the value of these points stack up? Well, you're able to redeem Chase points at 1 cent a point for statement credit, which is already way better than the gold card, but you can redeem at 1.25 cents a point when going for travel through the Chase portal or the Pay Yourself Back program, which has categories like Airbnb, away travel, and charities. These categories could and probably will change in the future, so keep an eye out for those. And similar to the American Express Gold card, you're also able to transfer out to travel partners, which is where you'll be able to redeem points at higher value, again at an average of about 2 cents a point. Apart from points, the card also has some other perks like having Dash Pass for free deliveries and reduced fees, to Lyft points and Peloton points. Where this card definitely outshines the gold card though is from its coverage and protections it has, like having trip cancellation or interruption insurance, baggage delay, trip delay, emergency assistance, as well as purchase protection and extended warranties. If you bought AirPods and a day later you forgot them in your pocket and let them go in the wash and have them broken, you can just claim with the card and get your money back. The Preferred also has primary rental car insurance, meaning that you can charge the card first without having to go through your own primary insurance. Alright, so how do you know which card is right for you? Let's compare. In terms of everyday spend, I think both cards are pretty on par, with both cards having point multipliers in dining and groceries, just with little caveats here and there. However, the gold card does currently have a higher sign-up bonus, but remember that American Express only lets you claim the sign-up bonus once in your lifetime per card, whereas on the Chase side for Sapphire cards, you can claim the bonus once every 48 months, so about 4 years. That said, I think the biggest difference between the two cards is how you're going to decide to use your points. American Express points will take more work to use for max value, because redeeming for statement credit is not worth it. And you have to go as far as redeeming for flights through their portal in order to even get 1 cent a point. Compared to the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you're getting a minimum of 1 cent a point when redeeming for statement credit already, and 1.25 cents a point when redeeming for travel through the portal. That makes the Chase points much easier to use regularly. If you do want to maximize the value of your points and put in the work to see what's the best redemption, then you may want to consider the gold card because of the longer list of travel partners that they have. Speaking of travel though, remember that the Chase card does have better travel and purchase protection, because even just having primary car rental insurance can save you a lot, because it could cost $20 to $30 a day to buy that from the car rental company. And just a couple other things to note about these two cards is that both of these cards will usually have offers like Amazon offers, where if you redeem at least 1 point, you can trigger discounts of 30 to sometimes 50% on your purchases. And personally, I've noticed that the American Express side has higher percentages most of the time. And both of these have credit card offers too, where on the Chase side, you'll usually get a few dollars off at your everyday chains, but on the American Express side, they usually have offers that will save you hundreds of dollars at more mid to high tier places. So with all that said, I think it really comes down to how you deal with credit cards and points. If you don't care about finding maximum value for your points or going through all that work to find sweet spot, and you just want a simple way to get decent good redemption of your points, then go with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, because it's a lot easier to use and with a lower annual fee. If you do want to maximize the value of your points, find all the sweet spot redemptions, or able to use the credits like the Uber credit and a dining credit, then consider the gold card. But I do see a really compelling reason to get both cards, especially if you're able to use all the credits, because then the annual fees isn't even that high. And because there's a lot of overlap of travel partners, you could then transfer points into the same travel partner from both sides, giving you even more points to use. And speaking of points, there are so many ways to use points and get 3, 4, 5 cents or more of value per point. So check out this video where I break down all the best ways to maximize value from your points. That said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.